everybody. It's so nice to see you watching me on my YouTube channel, which is Apex Determiners. It's really encouraging and comforting for me to believe that you guys have once again tuned in to my YouTube channel. Now today's class is going to be about the listening module. The right approach and the technique is what I will be giving you. But before I take you onto the screen, I definitely would like to say a big thank you to each one of you all who have subscribed and also tapped the bell, because by you doing so, you will be getting notification about my other modules, other videos which will be uploaded by my manager. So once again, thank you, and I hope that you will share my video so many more people will get to understand, will be educated on the right approach of IELTS 4 different modules. So don't forget, subscribe, press the bell and share. Thank you so much. Now I'll take you on to the screen. Bye-bye. Take care. High five. Right. Okay.
Here's an example which has been done for you. The conversation relating to this will be played first.
Excuse me, ma'am. May I have a few minutes of your time?
Yes, what do you want?
First, welcome to Regal Movie Hall, the biggest cinema hall. We're conducting a survey of the visitors at the movie hall. We want to learn about when and how often people visit this movie hall. Would you mind answering a few questions about watching movies and visiting this hall?
Not at all.
Okay. What did the man say he was? Survey. They are making a survey of the movie hall. So a survey is a person who is known as a surveyor. He cannot be a shopper, cannot be a shopkeeper. So the answer to the example is B. Okay. Now listen for the answer of question number 1. The surveyor wants to find out. Right? Now listen to the audio and let's see if we can get the answer to question number 1.
The man is a surveyor, which is marked as an answer to the question for the example. Now listen carefully and answer question 1 to 7. You will not listen to the conversation a second time.
Excuse me, ma'am. May I have a few minutes of your time?
Yes, what do you want?
First, welcome to Regal Movie Hall, the biggest cinema hall. We're conducting a survey of the visitors at the movie hall. We want to learn about when and how often people visit this movie hall. Would you mind answering a few questions about watching movies and visiting this hall?
Not at all.
Thank you. Today we're interviewing married women who visit the hall with their husband and children. So the first question is, do you fit in this category?
Now the first question is, now this is very ironic, because that is not the first question on the question paper. What is the first question on the question paper? The surveyor wants to find out about. But here he is saying that the first question is that they want to interview married women. Interview is a synonym of speak. So he has given the answer for second question, saying it is the first question. So something like this happens in the beginning of the listening round. You are definitely going to get confused and you're going to feel frustrated. You're going, oh my God, now where is the first answer? When he's saying first question, but he's giving the answer to the second question. Don't panic. These things do happen in the listening round. Okay? So, Very clearly, he says, we are here to interview only married women. Therefore, you've got the answer of 2 correct. Now, what about the answer 1? You can't think about it now because the audio will continue with answer number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, which means only after question number 7 you will get some time to think about the answer of number 1 which you did not get. So don't panic. Just continue to focus with the next question. I'll tell you how to go about it to find out the answer of question number 1. But as of now, you didn't get the answer to question number 1, so you have certainly got the answer of question number 2 because the voice stresses on the word married women. So because the stress was there, the intonation was there, therefore you know that the answer is C. But it's not the first question, remember that. Now we go to question number 3 and let's see what the audio says about 3. What is the respondent's age?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now, may I know your age?
I'm 35.
Great.
So may I know your age? Obviously it's 35. So there's no reason for you to get the third answer correct. This is a outright correct answer, which is B. Now we go to the fourth one. How often does the respondent visit the movie hall?
Now, how often do you visit this place? Is it once a month, less than once a month, or rarely?
I am not.
Now the person who's questioning her is giving options. Is it once a month? Is it less than a month? Or is it rarely? Now once a month can be a synonym of every month. Because if you're going once a month, that means you're going every month. Probably. Frequently is the opposite of rarely. So automatically B gets eliminated. There's no chance of choosing B. Only during holidays. That's not the option what he gave. He says rarely, once a month or often. Right? But when the question comes with the choice of answers, you don't have to pay attention to the choice of answers. You have to pay attention to her reply to the questions. Now let's listen to her replies.
My husband and both are very busy. We don't have much time to entertain ourselves. So I visit this place during my kids' holidays.
Very busy, don't have much time. So every month is ruled out, frequently is ruled out, and then she gives only during my kids' holidays. Now kids is not mentioned, but only is mentioned, during is mentioned, holidays is mentioned. So C becomes the right answer. Okay. Now the fifth question. What does she shop from the eating store? Listen to the audio.
Well, that's fine. You must be very familiar with the stories here.
Certainly, I am.
All right then. The next question concerns the things that you buy. What do you usually shop from the eating store?
Well, my children are crazy for pizza, and my husband and I shop popcorn and cold drinks respectively. Frankly speaking, their prices are a bit high.
Now
So pizza is not mentioned, right? Burger is not mentioned. So what is mentioned? Cold drinks and popcorn. So this question also, there is no reason for you to get it wrong. So the answer is B. Now the sixth question. Why does the respondent visit the place? Now visit the place, we already know that the entire audio is connected to visiting the movie hall, right? So the A choice is to watch a movie. So obviously if you're going to the movie hall, you are going to watch a movie, right? So why will such an obvious answer be given? So automatically you should tell yourself A will not be the answer. Maybe enjoy with the family, maybe to change the routine. So let's check the audio.
To know what type of movie do you and your family like to watch here and most often? Would it be animated?
Oh no, that's only occasionally. The reason I come here is to refresh and change the monotonous routine.
Okay.
Now what was the wording of the question? If you remember what you heard that man say. What is the kind of movies you like to watch? Is that the question for number 6? No, not same to same, but similar. Why does she visit the place? So he says, what kind of movies you like to watch? Is it animated? He's giving choices. You see, so sometimes the question that you hear in the audio will not be identical to the question that's mentioned on the question paper. But you have to be quick and realize that the same thing he is asking but in another frame. I'll just play that again for you to notice the difference in what he says and what is given on the question paper. Okay? Just okay. Now I just play that part for you to catch the difference in the questions. Listen to the audio.
I need to know what type of movie do you and your family like to watch here and most often? Would it be
What type of movies you like to watch? That's not in question number 6. Would it be animated? That's not in the choice. So don't worry. Don't let that distract your concentration. Listen further on.
animated?
Oh no, that's only occasionally. The reason I come here is to refresh and change the monotonous routine.
Okay, now this is what you need to be aware of. Whenever the question has the question word why, you will get in the answer the word record or the word, I'm sorry, not this. Uh, you will get the word because or you will get the word the reason. You must listen for those two words when the question has the word why. Okay? So if you listen to her, she says, the reason for coming here is to change the monotonous routine. Now, monotonous is a word you're not very sure of. Maybe you have not heard it. Maybe you don't know the meaning. Or maybe you didn't catch the word when the audio was playing. But definitely you got the word change and you got the word routine. So putting change and routine together, you have it in the answer of C. Right? So C is the right answer. Now let's go to 7. How does a respondent visit a movie hall? Okay?
Okay, that is great. So, the next question is for which show do you usually visit this place?
What do you mean?
Now the next question he says, which show do you visit? Now that again is not mentioned on the question paper. So if it's not mentioned on the question paper, don't concentrate on that particular part. This is the 7th question. This is the last question in this segment. He has to say the last question or finally. There's no doubt about it. Okay. So now this question which he has asked is not mentioned on the question paper. And this is what happens in the listening round. Sometimes a lot of chatting goes on, a lot of chit chatting goes on, a lot of conversation goes on, which is not questioned on the question paper. And that's when students lose out on their concentration. They deviate from the focus and they lose the connection of the right answer to the question. So don't let this happen to you. Okay? But let's listen to what this question is all about.
I mean morning, afternoon, evening show, or late night?
Oh, it depends on the movie and tickets. With kids, we mostly prefer the daytime show.
Now, there's one last question in this section.
One last question. As I told you, it's a last question in the section. He has to say something that will take you on to the last question. Okay? So, one last question, and what is it?
How do you usually come to the hall?
I always drive.
Always drive. Now, the person who's maneuvering the bus is called a bus driver. The person who's maneuvering the train is a train driver. And likewise the car. So now, this is the time the answer car is not said. But what does she say? I always drive. So when she's going to the movie hall, she is driving the bus. Can she take the bus to the movie hall? Train. Can she drive the train to the movie hall? She can drive a train to the station. She can drive a bus. She can be a bus driver to the bus station, but she can't take it to the movie hall. So quite obviously, the answer is she drives a car. Even though the word car is not mentioned, you need to connect with the information that you heard to the word mentioned on the question paper. Right? So that is the segment of 1 to 7. Now I will play the same thing again and tell you how to go about jotting down the points as you listen to the audio. This is also important. There are some people who can jot down points. So if you can, I'm going to play the entire audio again and I'm going to give a lot of stops to tell you what you should be noting down beside the question. You will get place on the question paper, enough space you'll have. So the more you jot down, okay, then you can finally choose from that and match it to the answer. Some people like it in that manner. Some are able to listen attentively and work it out the way I did it just now. So I'm playing the entire thing again and let's see how we jot down points. Now, before I play the entire audio, for you to have an idea how to jot down points, to make notes, let us work out a strategy of how to I to choose the right answer for question number 1. This is because you are not able to get the answer from the example itself, which had come across. Okay? So now the audio will not play again. So you have to work out a way of finding the answer to question number 1. The surveyor wants to find out about. Now, a surveyor will always want to find out about something which is of importance to the analysis. Now, will he want to find out how many people visit the movie hall? Or will he want to find out people's movie habits? Now, people's movie habits. It means people who regularly go to the movies is definitely a habit. So how will this person be able to find out how often a person visits that movie or that movie hall? This will be a very difficult strategy for him to do. You have to be in the music, in the theater, in the movie hall for all 4 shows, for the entire week to find out the people who regularly visit the movies. So that won't be possible. This is how you brainstorm the answer. See, the best visitor of the week. Everyone who visits the movie hall is the best person. How could you classify one person from the other as the best person, a better person, a good person, or a bad person, or a worse person, or a worst person? You can't do that. So I will not take C because it's difficult to decide on the best. I will not take B because habits is something that you can't relate to the regularity of a person visiting the movie hall. So therefore you settle with how many people visit the movie hall is the answer. Okay? Now I'm going to play the entire audio and we are going to work out the strategy of making notes.
Today we're interviewing married women who visit the hall with their husband and children. So
when you hear the question, you have to make a note of it. So what you'll make a note of? What does the person say? Interview is the word you'll write. Married women is the word you'll write. Right? Immediately you'll tell yourself interview is a synonym of speak and married women is already mentioned there. A is written as only women, so that can't be the answer. Obviously, married women is very clear, so the answer is C. So, what have you jotted down? Interview from his voice, married women from his question. Now, moving on.
May I have a few minutes of your time?
Yes, what do you want?
First, welcome to Regal Movie Hall, the biggest cinema hall. We're conducting a survey of the visitors at the movie hall. We want to learn about when and how often people visit this movie hall. Would you mind answering a few questions about watching movies and visiting this hall?
So, in the example clip only, if you were attentive, you would have got the answer of question number 1. We are here to survey, to find out about people visiting the movie hall and how often. So, what is the note you'll make from that clip? Because your question number is the survey wants to find out. So, it is coming in that. What he wants to find out? People, you write PPL, visiting, movie hall, and the catchword there is often. Often is related to how many people visit the movie hall. It's not the B because B is people's movie habits. Habits is not often. Habits is something like an addiction, where you go go to the movie hall to see the morning show, afternoon show, evening show, night show, and every day all shows. So that is a habit. Okay. Now we go to the second question and see what points we have to note down. So if you had to listen, you would have got the first answer. And as I told you earlier, if you didn't get it, you have to brainstorm the answer, and which we have done, and we have matched the answer A. Now going to the second.
Not at all.
Thank you. Today we're interviewing married women who visit the hall with their husband and children. So the first question is, do you fit in this category?
The first question, do you fit in this category? The first question is already questioned. Today we're interviewing married women. But he says it's the first question. How ironic is that? Right? So immediately you must realize that this guy is actually asking the second question, but he's saying it's the first question. Because his first question is already answered in the clip of the exam. Right? So you got the second answer quite correct. So it's married women, as I told you. Now we move on to third one.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
What does she mean I do? That means I fit in the category of married woman.
Now, may I know your age?
I'm 35.
Great.
So what is the note you'll make down? You'll make it on paper, age and 35. Immediately you will see 35 in B and age in the question. So that is a right-off answer. Now we go to 4.
Now, how often do you visit this place? Is it once a month, less than once a month, or rarely?
So Often is what you'll underline in the question. Visit this place is movie hall. Now he gives choices. Don't make a note of the choices because you have to listen to her replies to the question. Okay? Now listen to her replies and make a note.
I and my husband both are very busy. We don't
Make a note. Very busy.
have much time to entertain ourselves.
No time. Not much time to entertain. Just write no time. Very busy, no time.
So I visit this place during my kids' holidays.
Kids' holidays. Now you got busy, not matching. No time, not matching. Kids' holidays, matching. Now we go to the fifth one.
Well, that's fine. You must be very familiar with the stories here.
Certainly, I am.
All right then. The next question concerns the things that you buy. What do you usually shop from the eating store?
What things you can buy? Buy is a synonym of shop. So what does the respondent shop for? Shop for means buy. B-U-Y. Okay, and the choices are there. Keep your eyes on the words. And if that word is said, make a note of it. Right?
Well, my children are crazy for pizza, and my husband.
Pizza. Write pizza there. Now we're working on how to note down the points. Write the word pizza. P-I-Z is enough, not P-I-Z-Z-A. It will take a long time.
And I shop popcorn and cold drinks respectively.
So pizza, immediately you can see it's not there. Burger, not said. Cold drinks and popcorn, you're making a note of. Cold drinks, popcorn. So B becomes the right answer. So what have you jotted down? Pizza, cold drinks, popcorn. So you can only see cold drinks and popcorn. So that matched. Now we go to 6.
Frankly speaking, their prices are a bit high.
Now I need to know what type of movie do you and your family like to watch here and most often? Would it be animated?
Oh no, that's only a.
What is he asking? And what is the option he gave? Animated. As I said earlier, don't make a note of what the questionnaire is questioning. What is the options he's giving? Just concentrate on her voice and her replies.
Occasionally. The reason I come here is to refresh and change the monotonous routine.
Okay, that is good.
So what did you note there? She doesn't, it's not for that reason for animated movies. So only one answer she gives, and that is change the routine. Monotonous, so what will make a note of? Change routine, because monotonous, there's no need to write. And you'll be concentrating on writing the correct spelling and you'll lose out on time. So just write change routine. Maybe routine also you didn't get. It's okay, you got change. Where is the word change mentioned? So change is only mentioned in C. Therefore, the answer is C. Now we go to the 7th one. Listen.
Great. So the next question is, for which show do you usually visit this place?
What do you mean?
What is the question? Which show? But I don't see the question on the question paper. So don't bother. Which means don't even make a note of the question or the answer that she gives to the question. Don't make a note of it because it's not mentioned on the question paper. Just listen for the last question.
I mean morning, afternoon, evening show, or late night?
Oh, it depends on the movie and tickets. With kids, we mostly prefer the daytime show.
Now, there's one last question in this
Last question, number 7. Now make a note of the answers that she gives.
section. How do you usually come to the hall?
I always drive.
Now,
Got it? So I always drive. She drives a car. So maybe a bus driver, maybe a train driver, but going to the movie hall is by car. Okay? So it was nice being with you. It gave me so much of enthusiasm to explain to you in a rather slow manner, but I'm sure you got an idea what to listen for in a multiple choice question. And to be aware that the question which is on the question paper will always come in a different manner. It will be rephrased. And usually synonyms will come. So you need to be familiar with that. So I'll see you in my next enticer of listening, which is short questions. Okay, so till then, take care, thank you, and high five. Don't forget, if you don't subscribe, if you don't tap the bell, you will not be intimated or you will not know about my next video which is being uploaded. Because I definitely would like you all to follow my videos, so to some extent you'll have an idea how to approach the IELTS exam. If you want more about it, feel free to call me and or to message me or even to send me an email to Apex Determiners. I say a thank you to all of you.